All right, so today we're going to talk about something that goes way beyond the simple chatbots we've all gotten used to. We're diving deep into the principles behind the next wave of AI agents. These things aren't just here to answer questions, they're here to get things done. So let's break down how they're actually built.
We've all had those conversations with chatbots, right? Some are kind of helpful, but a lot of them just feel like these one-off chats with an AI that has the memory of a goldfish. So the real question is, what's next? How do we get from these simple Q&A bots to AI that can actually handle complex, multi-step projects for us?
Well, the answer is the AI agent. And honestly, this analogy on the slide, it's pretty much perfect for understanding the huge difference here. A chatbot is like a freelance contractor. You give it one specific task, and boom, the job's over. But an AI agent, that's like a full-time employee. It remembers things, it has a dedicated role, and most importantly, it has a whole set of tools it can use to actually do its job.
Okay, so let's get one thing straight right off the bat. Not all agents are created equal. It's not an on or off switch. They exist on a whole spectrum of capabilities, kind of like the different levels of self-driving cars.
So on the really low end, you've got agents just following simple pre-programmed decision trees. If this, then that. But as we start moving up the scale, their skills just explode. The medium-level agents, they get memory, they can use tools, and they're persistent enough to retry things if they fail. But then you get to the highest level, and that's where you get true autonomy. Agents that can literally create their own plans, break down big tasks into smaller ones, and manage an entire project from start to finish.
So, the big question is, how do we actually give an agent these incredible abilities? Well, it all comes down to a few core building blocks, or as I like to call them, superpowers. First up, and this one is absolutely critical, we give the agent tools. Now, a tool is just any function that lets the agent interact with the world outside of its own code. It could be calling an API to check the weather, or querying your company's database, or even running a script to grab info from a website. Put simply, tools are how an agent acts on the world.
And this is maybe the most important thing to remember about tools. The design is everything. Here's the core idea. If a human expert needs to do a specific action, like running a very particular database query to solve a problem, you have to build that exact action as a tool for your agent. It's all about turning expert human actions into a reusable toolkit for the AI.
Okay, superpower number 2 is memory. Think about it. Without memory, every single time you talk to a bot, it's like meeting a stranger. Memory is what turns a basic chatbot into a real agent. It's what lets it hold a long, contextual conversation. It remembers what you talked about before, just like a person, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. But what about knowledge the agent wasn't trained on? Like your company's private documents or internal wiki. Well, that's where this thing called RAG comes in. It stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, which sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. You're basically giving your agent its own private library to look things up in. This lets it search through your proprietary info to ground its answers in specific, hard facts. So, how does this whole digital library thing actually work? Well, it's basically a 4-step process, and it's pretty clever. First, you do what's called chunking. You take your big documents and break them down into small, searchable paragraphs. Next is embedding. Each little chunk gets turned into a string of numbers, a vector, that captures its meaning. Think of it like a unique mathematical fingerprint for every piece of text. Third is querying. When you ask a question, the system looks for the text chunks that have the most similar fingerprints. And finally, synthesis. It takes all those relevant chunks, feeds them to the AI along with your question, and gives the AI the perfect context to whip up a factual, accurate answer.
All right, so giving an agent all these superpowers sounds amazing, right? But it also creates a brand new problem. They can be, well, unpredictable. So how do we rein them in and make them more reliable?
Yeah, the real challenge with a super powerful, autonomous agent is that its freedom can kind of lead to chaos. When it has so many tools and choices at every single step, it might go down a weird path you didn't expect, or worse, get stuck in some kind of repetitive loop. To make these things ready for the real world, we need to put up some guardrails. And this slide right here, it just perfectly illustrates the solution: workflows. While a pure agent is all about being flexible and autonomous, a workflow is structured and predictable. You, the human, define a specific path for it to follow, kind of like a decision tree, and the agent uses its intelligence to make choices within that structure.
It's really the perfect blend of AI smarts and human-defined reliability.
Okay, so now we've got a single, reliable agent. What's the next level up? Well, just like in the real world, the really tough problems, they're often solved best by a team. And this leads us to one of my absolute favorite ideas in this space, multi-agent systems. The big insight here is to stop trying to build one single genius AI that can do everything. Instead, you build a team of specialists. Each agent on the team has a very clear role, its own unique set of tools, and they all work together to achieve a complex goal.
Let's make this real with an example. Imagine you want to build a team of agents to write software for you. You'd have a planner agent that works with you to figure out the overall design. It then passes its plan to a writer agent, whose only job is to actually generate the code. And finally, a reviewer agent takes that code, runs it in a safe environment, checks for bugs, and sends feedback. See? Each agent is an expert at its one specific job.
Man, this whole field is just moving at a dizzying speed. So let's wrap this up by taking a quick peek at what's coming next just over the horizon.
There are a few big trends you're going to see. First off, the core AI models themselves. They're just going to keep getting better and better at reasoning. Second, agents are going to start learning from feedback, so they'll actually improve over time. And third, as these systems get deployed everywhere, security is going to become a massive priority. But maybe the most important takeaway, that last point. In a field that's changing this fast, we are all perpetual beginners. The key is just to stay curious and keep building. And that really brings us to a final, pretty big thought. As we shift from writing explicit, line-by-line code to designing tools, setting up workflows, and assembling entire teams of autonomous agents, is our job fundamentally changing? Are we becoming less like traditional programmers and more like managers of an intelligent digital workforce? It's definitely something to think about.